Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ellie Cooper. I am a yoga teacher and studio owner in Christchurch, New Zealand at Kula Studio NZ. I am super excited to have you back here with me. I know it's been a little while, but today we're going to get into a really beautiful, juicy, slow flow for the hips. So think all things good, all things yummy for your hip joints. So hopefully they feel a little bit more subtle, they feel a little bit more supple, they just feel a little bit more hydrated. Now, that being said, our hips are really a 360-degree experience. They flex, they extend, they externally rotate, they internally rotate, they do some really wonderful things to get us through this life on 2 feet. And that being said, sometimes the whole system doesn't necessarily get integrated, so we don't necessarily touch on every point. But today's practice, we are definitely going to be doing that. So when you're ready, meet me on your back. Give yourself a moment to come on down. I'm going to start in constructive rest today just because I really like it and it feels really nice for my body. But if you'd like to choose another position, you are always more than welcome. But when you're ready, give yourself a moment just to come on down. We'll take just a moment here to ground together, just a few breaths. We won't be here long. So I'll invite you just to press your hand, bring your hands to somewhere that feels good on the torso. Maybe the knees knock in towards each other for support if the feet are flat. And from here, we just give ourselves a moment maybe to close the eyes or to soften the gaze up towards the ceiling. And from here, we give ourselves a moment just to drop in towards the breath. We give ourselves the space to relax the belly, to feel the arm bones heavy, to feel the pelvis heavy beneath us. And through the softness of body, we take a moment just to breathe a little deeper. As we breathe in, we feel the belly expand up high towards the sky. And on the breath out, we feel the belly gently descend back down towards the spine. We breathe in to feel the belly full. And we exhale to feel the body soften as we breathe out. We inhale to feel the belly rise. And we exhale to feel the belly fall. 2 more deep breaths. Inhaling all the way up to the collarbones. And exhaling to feel the breath empty out completely. 1 more time, deep breath in. And a kind exhale out. And then when you're ready from here, we'll start to come back in towards our body, gently peeling apart the knees if you're a constructive rest. As you gently pull the knees up close and towards you, feet are off the ground as the hands come forward to the fronts of the shins or the backs of the thighs. From here, we find just a gentle sway on the back of the sacrum from side to side and left to right. Maybe we start to circle the knees up towards the ceiling to massage through the lower back. Maybe in time, you circle it up and through the other way as you just gently start to sway on your spine. We can go as fast or as slow as we need to as we spend just another couple of breaths here, allowing ourselves to fall in towards the spine as we feel ourselves heavy down towards the ground. And then when you're ready here, take a moment to pause. We're going to ground down through the left foot to the mat as we draw the right knee up close and towards us. The right knee is going to peel out towards the outer edge of our mat. And we're going to take big loops of the right knee up and around, almost like you could trace circles back behind you. Working your way up and towards the hip joints. You have a little bit more space, a bit more room here. Noticing if anything feels maybe a little gristly through the joint or maybe just a little bit stuck. Not bad, not good, just space to notice. So give yourself another couple of breaths to loop things up and around. Noticing what's here. Intentionally going slow. And then when you're ready, gently start to draw your right shin to the outer edge of the mat. Maybe it feels nice here to extend the left leg long as the left heel rests down towards the ground. From here, we stay for 2 deep breaths as we soften the shoulder blades down towards the floor. Finding a moment or 2 here just to simply pause. If it feels good, you're more than welcome to stay. If you'd like a little more, we kick the right heel up. We take the 2 peace fingers and we loop them around the right big toe. And then from here, we pull our toes back towards our shin to extend the right heel up a little higher. Now from here, if it feels good, you can peel the right hip open just a wee bit more, but all the while anchoring down through the left sit bone. So we're steady through the pelvis, but open through the hips. And from here, we have 3 deep breaths in and out. ready from here, slide your left heel back in so the left foot regrounds. From here, we let go of the right foot as it comes back down towards the mat. From here, we draw our left knee up close and towards us. Hands come forward to the front of the left knee or shin as we draw it out to the outer edge of our mat. And then from here, you can do this with one hand or both as you loop the left knee up and around. A moment here just to feel into what is here. Maybe there's a little bit of difference from side to side and left to right. As always, a kind reminder that we're a little bit asymmetrical. So things aren't always going to feel different from side to side. They may not always feel the same. But wherever you are, a few more loops up and around as you draw a big circle with the knee. And then when you're ready, find space to strategically pause as you peel the left thigh over towards the outer edge of your left mat. Now from here, you could keep the right foot as it is. You could also extend the right heel out long. Wherever you are, heavy sit bones as you feel the upper body start to relax closer towards the mat. Again, we breathe into space through the inner left thigh as we hold steady for another deep in-breath. And another exhale out. And from here, you could stay or you could find your half happy baby, extending the left heel up towards the ceiling as the two peace fingers grab for the left big toe, reaching the left heel up a little higher or just staying exactly as you are. And from here, we find deep breaths in and out. Remember to anchor heavy through the right hip. You could even imagine here that you have a sandbag resting on your right hip bone, pulling you closer down towards the ground as you anchor in. 3 more deep breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, slide the right heel back in towards you and loop the big left toe as the left foot returns to the mat. Once the feet land heavy, heel toe the feet to the outer widths of your mat. Find just a gentle windshield wiper action here through the thighs from side to side and left to right. A moment just to release through the lower back. Maybe to feel a little bit deeper towards the hips as they rotate in their sockets. Finding just a couple of breaths here to sway as fast or as slow as you like. And then when you're ready, find space to pause back to center. From center here, we heel toe the feet about hip width apart. We pick up the knees once again. And from here, you either roll off to the side of your mat or you draw yourself up towards your seat. Once you make your way towards your seat, we're going to start with the left shin in front of us and the right shin back behind us. So you're almost like in a deer shape or maybe even a 90 degree angle here. So what I really want you to focus in on is the left shin parallel towards the front of the mat or thereabouts, and the right shin parallel towards the side or thereabouts. If it feels better for your hips or you feel more stable, bump one heel in and then possibly the other just to give you a bit more stability, especially if being upright doesn't feel super stable and steady. But when you're ready from here, we're gonna find a moment just to reframe the front shin with the fingertips. We're gonna take a couple of gentle cat and cows here. Breathing in to tilt the tailbone back behind you as you lift your heart up towards the front of your mat. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine as you drop your chin heavy in towards your chest. Breathing in to tilt the tailbone back behind you as the spine lifts out and forward. And then on the exhale, round through the upper back, drop the chin in towards your chest. Twice more, just like this, but in your own time. Your own breath as you find your own movement. Trying to articulate it as best you can. And then when you're ready from here, gently come back up and towards a cow-like shape. Tailbone flicks back behind you, sternum reaches out and forward. And from here, we're gonna gently start to fold over this front shin. Now, as you find your next breath in, press the front shin away as you lift up, finding yourself back in towards an upright position. On the exhale, we gently start to fold over the front shin. And on the in-breath, we press the earth away as we lift up and rise. Exhaling when you're ready to find the bow over the front shin. Inhale, press the earth away as you lift your body back up. One more time here. Exhale to gently bow in. On the in-breath, we press the shin, the calf to the mat as we find the rise. And then from here, we'll drop our left forearm down towards the outer edge of the left thigh. We breathe in to sweep the right arm up and overhead. Maybe the gaze shifts up towards the ceiling. It could be nice here to cactus through the right elbow as you pivot the collarbones up towards the sky. And then when you're ready from here, breathe in to shoot the right arm out long and across your mat. Maybe the right fingertips land to the ground. And then inhale here, spin the sternum towards the ceiling as you cactus through the right elbow, pulling the chest bone further towards the sky. Exhale to pivot the chest bone down towards the mat as the right arm reaches out and forward. Inhale, cactus through the right arm as you spin your way up towards the sky. Exhale one more time here, reach it out and forward. Inhale, pull it back, right elbow cactuses, gaze to sky. And then on your next exhale here, press down through the left palm, bring yourself back upright, shift your hands back behind you as you give yourself space to sink heavy in towards the thighs. The shoulders relax away from the ears as you find space to find a little more internal rotation through the back thigh. Noticing it might feel a little gristly, it might feel a bit stuck, it might feel a little tender, totally normal. So just a couple of breaths here to try to soften through the feet, to relax your jaw as you stay steady. Nice work. When you're ready, you press back up towards your palms as you come back up towards your seat. And then from here, we'll walk our hands out in front of us and we'll find a gentle bow. From here, we find stillness for a few breaths, allowing ourselves to drop heavy. Maybe the gaze comes down towards the mat. Finding 3 deep breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, press back up towards your palms. Gently peel your spine up and off of the ground as you come back upright. From here, find a little bit of centeredness in towards center, dropping the tailbone down to the mat as you lift up high through the crown of the head. On the exhale, take a little spin over towards the back thigh. Left hand catches it as the right hand plants back behind you. Breathing in here as you ground heavy in towards the sit bones. Exhaling to gently shift the right shoulder back as you peel the gaze over the right shoulder. 3 deep breaths in and out, and your twist. And when you're ready, gently unwind your spine back forward towards the front of your mat. From here, ground down through your fingertips and then shift up and off the right shin bone so it lifts off the ground. From here, we're going to take our right foot up and over as we cross it towards the outer edge of the left thigh. Once you land, just assess that this is okay. If it's feeling a bit tight in your hips, extend the left leg out long in front of you. If it feels okay to have your legs more inward, bump your left heel closer to your sit bone and then anchor heavy even towards both sit bones. So you've got a nice tall spine in your seat. Now from here, you could stay. If you want a little more, you could tilt the tailbone back as you find a gentle fold over the thighs. Maybe the hands grab for the feet. Maybe you stay here and just gently breathe, finding a rounding through the spine. Chin drops back in towards your chest. A few deep breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, gently release the feet. Give yourself a moment to peel your spine back upright. And then from here, we gently shift our way with the left foot reaching out long. Right foot will uncross as you take a moment just to pitter-patter out through the feet. When you're ready from here, bring the soles of the feet together, knees splay out wide as you find a Tirasana shape. So toes point forward, knees are out wide as the soles of the feet come together. But instead of your Supta Baddha Konasana where things are pulled in really close, I want you to scooch out your heels a little bit more. And then when you're ready to fold down, maybe find a little shift from sit bone to sit bone. And then inhale, tilt the tailbone back, sternum reaches out to the toes. Exhale, maybe bring the elbows out forward as you give yourself space to fold into the capacity and the degree that feels helpful here for you. Maybe you find a little bind of the feet and the hands, surrendering yourself in as the gaze literally moves introspectively. Slow, deep breaths as you stay here. One more deep breath in and out. And then when you're ready, gently unclasp the feet as you slowly peel the spine back up towards an upright position. And from here, we head over to the other side. Right shin comes forward, left shin moves back behind you. Either heels bump in or they spread out, so you have a little bit more evenness through the hips. Then when you're ready from here, once again, we'll reframe the front shin. Fingertips reframe the foot and the knee. As you breathe in, tilt the tailbone back as you lift the heart out and forward. On the exhale, round through the spine, tuck your tailbone in, chin drops in towards sternum. Breathe in, tilt the tailbone back, chest lifts out and high. Exhale, round through the spine as you drop the chin heavy in towards the chest. Breathe in, tilt and lift. And exhale, round. One more time, inhale to tilt and lift. And on the exhale, we round through. Inhale when you're ready, lift the tailbone up behind you, sternum reaches out and forward. Drop your right forearm to the outer edge of the right thigh. Inhale, sweep the left arm up and back behind you. Gaze pivots to the ceiling. Cactus through the left elbow as you pull the shoulder blade on towards your back. And then breathe in, reach the left arm out long as you pivot your sternum down towards the ground. Maybe the left fingertips reach out to touch. Inhale, pull the left elbow on the left shoulder onto the spine. And then when you're ready, inhale, rainbow the left arm out and over. Maybe the fingertips grace the mat. Breathe in, cactus through the left elbow, pivot the sternum to the sky. Exhale, left arm reaches out and forward as you bow. One more time, inhale, pull back, pivot the sternum to the sky. And then exhale, last time, reach it out and forward. Inhale when you're ready, peel the left shoulder back, and then give yourself space and time to press up to come back to your seat. Once you arrive, walk the hands back behind you. Give yourself a moment to ground down through the thigh bones. Shoulder blades relax down the back of the body as you stay and breathe. Knowing it can feel a little stuck, maybe a little more intense through internal rotation through the back hip. But wherever you are, can you stay steady in your breath? Can you be here for another 2 deep breaths in and out? And then when you're ready, gently come back up towards your more upright position. Pivot your collarbones back forward. And then from here, reframe the front shin with your fingertips. As you breathe in, give yourself space to bow over the front shin. And then as you breathe out, press the earth away as you lift up and rise. And from here, we find our flow as we kind of find a little bit of a snake-like action through the spine. Maybe this time here, it feels good to kind of like roll the shoulder blades around to get things a little bit more novel, maybe things a little bit more involved. As you give yourself space to loop things up and around, as you find space just to explore the shape. We're not here for too much longer, just another few breaths. A moment just to work things through as we rinse things out before we find stillness. One more full round of breath here. And then when you're ready, find space to press up, find space to be tall, and then exhale, walk the forearms, the palms out in front of you as you find space to bow. The head hangs heavy. The forearms or the palms land, depending on what you have available in your body. It could also feel nice to walk your forearms towards the right knee. It's up to you. Wherever you are, 3 deep breaths and towards your upper back. And then when you're ready from here, come back towards your palms as you lift your spine upright. We find a little twist over towards the back thigh. Left hand shifts back behind you as the right hand crosses over towards the left thigh. Breathing in to get heavy towards both sit bones as you get taller through the crown of the head. And then on the exhale, gently pull your left shoulder back as the gaze spins over. Taking a few breaths here just to stay as you are. And then when you're ready, gently pull yourself back up and into center, gaze out and forward. And then from here, we're gonna plant down through our fingertips as we float the left shin up and off of the mat. From here, step your left foot up and around so it lands to the outer edge of your right thigh, excuse me. And then you have options. Right leg shoots out long in front of you, or right heel pulls closer in towards your sit bones. And then from here, we take a moment to get tall, just to anchor down heavy through our seat. It could be nice here to grab for the outer edges of the feet or to stay upright. It's completely up to you. But as you breathe in, tilt through your tailbone. Exhale, find the fold over and down. And from here, we have 5 deep breaths. Going slow and steady, knowing there's no need to rush anything today. This practice is very much about nourishing our hips, our body, what we have to work with, not needing the pressure to rush through or get to the next. One more deep breath in and out. And then when you're ready, gently peel the spine back upright. From here, kick the right foot out underneath you. Left leg will unlong as you give yourself a moment to find a little shake, a little wiggle, and a jiggle. And then from here, we're gonna pull our feet back behind us. We're gonna find a moment to come down towards the belly, a moment to pause into tabletop, and then to lower ourselves down towards the ground. Now, once you get down towards the ground, find a little reach of the toes to the back of the mat so you find a bit more length through your hips. From here, we'll find a gentle oscillated cobra before we give ourselves space to find stillness. As you breathe in, press the earth away with the fingertips. You're up high here, so you've got a little bit of a tent-like action through the palm. And then press down and towards the earth. Squeeze the glutes as you lift up and rise. Exhale, gently unwind first through your belly, then down through your sternum. Then maybe the forehead is last to land. Inhale to press the earth away as you snake the spine up, feeling yourself unravel. And then exhale, gently unwind your spine and your sternum back down towards the mat. Inhale, press the earth away as you lift up. And exhale, gently wave your way back down. And take another couple of rounds here, but this time can you drop maybe a shoulder in as you rise? Can you find a snake-like action here through the spine as you weave your way up and around? Don't forget to support the glutes in the lower back here by keeping the glutes on and strong, thighs glued together to give you just a little bit more stability, a little bit more freedom to explore the movements that you have, what's available in your body. One more round of breath here to circulate up and around. And then when you're ready, come back into center. Ground down through your forearms, fingertips face north. Find a little sphinx as you lift the collarbones out towards the front edge of your mat. Gently pull the elbows back in towards your rib cage. Press down through the tops of the feet. Drop the head heavy in towards the center of your chest. And then draw the right side of the chin up the right collarbone. And then eventually roll the right ear over the right shoulder. When you're ready, start to gently roll the chin back down the right collarbone, back to center. Lift the chin up the left collarbone, left ear over left shoulder. Find a couple of more sways from side to side and left to right. Working in towards the sides of the neck. Giving yourself space to feel maybe a little bit more open. And then when you're ready from here, gently make your way back into center once you're even through left and right side. And from here, we're gonna find a cross through the forearms to the top edge of the mat. Your head will land down towards the back of the hands or the forearms. But before you get into it, we'll find a half frog. So left knee is gonna come up towards your left hip bone. Inner arc of the left foot's gonna spin down towards the ground. And from here, we'll stay as the head hangs heavy. I'll stay a little bit more upright just so I can keep talking to you clearly. But you will give yourself space to just let the forehead rest down towards the back of the hands. Finding deep breaths in and out here as you feel a softening through your thighs and your groin. Maybe your relaxation here through the soles of the feet and the jaw. Giving yourself a moment here to feel like you're melting down towards the mat and into the shape. The longer you stay, the longer you breathe, the easier it is just to find your way in towards the pose. Allowing your mind to be absorbed in the breath. As you stay steady, dropping your way in breath by breath. Holding here for another minute in time. 2 more deep breaths as you are. And then when you're ready, gently pull the left leg long back behind you. Start to peel your way out as you extend the left arm long out beside you. Right hand's going to plant underneath your shoulder as we rest the left cheek down towards the mat. From here, you'll tip over towards your left hip as the right toes land somewhere back behind you. They can float in space. They could land to the ground. It doesn't really matter. But wherever you are, we give ourselves a moment just to hang the head heavy, to feel an opening through the front of the heart and the pecs, as we stay for another 3 deep breaths. And then when you're ready, roll your way back into the center of the mat. From here, we're going to come into half frog once again, but on the right side. So forearms cross, maybe the forehead lands to the back of the hands as the right knee pulls up towards your right hip. Inner arc of the right foot lands back down towards the mat. And from here, we settle the hip bones down, we settle the thighs, we feel the soles of the feet unravel as we gently allow ourselves to relinquish and towards the mat. Sometimes I find these poses are like a deeper surrender as we kind of ease our way closer to stillness. A moment to surrender into the shape that is, the moment that is, the breath that is, instead of trying to wish it away or wish it was something different. Sometimes it's helpful to find a bit of surrender in the resistance, softening into the tension, so we can let ourselves really unwind. So we can let ourselves get closer to being at peace with just what is. And from here we stay for another 5 deep breaths in and out. And when you're ready, pull the right leg long back behind you, right toes reach for the back of the mat. Left hand will plant underneath your shoulders, your right arm reaches out long beside you, turning the right cheek down towards the mat. And then from here, we roll our way over towards the right hip as the left toes land back behind us, opening up to the front of the right heart space, giving ourselves a few easy breaths to settle in, to go with what is here, to soften where we can. 3 more deep breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, gently and kindly unravel your way back down towards your belly. From here, you can bring the forearms back underneath your forehead. Maybe the head lands back heavy down towards the palms. But from here, you'll draw the heels close in towards the sit bones. We find a little windshield wiper action here through the legs, dropping the feet heavy from side to side and left to right. And now just in a moment or two, we're going to make our way in towards our Shavasana on our belly. You could, of course, transfer your way on towards your back if that feels better. You could be in seated meditation. It doesn't really matter. Just whatever helps you feel the most supportive. And today, we'll eventually extend the legs long as we rest down towards the ground. I'll keep my head a little bit elevated, but this is where I'm going to leave you today, is in your Shavasana. So if you don't have a lot of time today, that's all good. I know what it's like to practice at home. Just give yourself space to find a little bit of gratitude, then move on with the rest of your day. But if you do have time today, maybe it's nice just to spend a couple of minutes here even, just to soften completely down to the earth as you feel the glutes relax, the soles of the feet and the jaw. A moment here just to yourself, to enjoy the quiet and the still, to feel your body nourished head to toe, even with just a brief moment or two of stillness. And from here, I invite you just to land heavy, to integrate your practice into your tissues, into your bones, as you give yourself space to stay or to move on with your rest of the day. But however you are finding yourself today, thank you so much for your presence. Thank you for moving through this practice with me. As always, it is my honor and privilege to be able to guide you through. And I hope to see you back here on YouTube or maybe in person in the studio at Kula. It would be great to see you. Otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are. Thank you so much. Peace, everyone.